A girl named Olivia finds out that only 2 students from her school will get into Stanford College this year. After discovering that a fellow top student named Hosa could be in her way, Olivia decides to set her up by drugging her. However, when Hosa unexpectedly collapses at a party, Olivia's plan backfires and leads to an investigation that could ruin her reputation and chances at Stanford. A couple of weeks earlier, Olivia prepares to resume school after a long break. However, she's not feeling too good because she just lost her best friend, Jane, who committed suicide. As Olivia leaves the house, she sees her neighbor and old friend Izzy preparing to leave for school. Both of them are also friends with Jane, but they've not really spoken since her death. As they arrive at school, the principal, Rhodes, speaks to all the students and advises them to speak up if they need help. After the meeting, Olivia volunteers for a bake sale with a girl named Hosa, who talks about how she has been doing a lot of work to have a good application for college. Olivia seems bothered by this, and after they're through, she heads to see the school counselor, Mrs. Billings. As she gets there, Olivia asks why only 2 students get to go to Stanford yearly, and Mrs. Billings says it's a quota problem. She also tells Olivia not to worry about it because there are other schools available. However, Olivia says she only wants Stanford. Later that day, she meets up with the teacher in charge of the debate team, Richardson. As the team captain, Olivia represents the school during a debate competition, which she wins. While Richardson is praising her afterward, a girl named Camille joins them. Richardson then introduces Camille as a transfer student from New York who will be joining the debate team. Later that day, Olivia heads home and gets nervous when she sees that her Stanford application is still pending. Her mood gets even worse the next day when she realizes that her admission has been deferred. As she looks sad about this, she suddenly sees Jane walking away. This gets her scared because she knows it's impossible, but as she tries to find her late friend, she gets nauseous and heads to the restroom instead. Shortly after, she informs Mrs. Billings of her application status, and the counselor consoles her. She also encourages Olivia to write an appeal letter to Stanford, though she adds that it might not be successful. Olivia agrees to write the letter regardless, and after she leaves Mrs. Billings' office, she heads for the debate team meeting. As she comes in, Richardson groups the students into pairs so that they can discuss the next topic. In the process, Camille ends up with Olivia, who doesn't look pleased with the pairing. Things eventually get heated between the 2 girls when Camille suggests that she has the experience to be a better team captain than Olivia. Out of anger, Olivia insults Camille, but she then passes out immediately. After Richardson and some other students get her to wake up, she says sorry for insulting Camille. However, Richardson says she needs to take a break from the next competition. Even though she protests this decision, Richardson insists that it will be good for her. Olivia leaves school after that, but her day worsens when her car gets faulty. Luckily, Izzy is still around, and she offers to drive her home. Even though the 2 girls remain silent for most part of the ride home, they eventually talk about Jane and hug each other before going their separate ways. The next day at school, Olivia hears Camille joking about how she passed out during practice. She feels very sad about this, but a while later, Izzy meets her to ask if she needs a ride again. Olivia says her car has been fixed, though she suggests having a drink with Izzy at the cafeteria. While they're there, Olivia tells Izzy about what Camille has been doing. Izzy gets pissed about it, and as they wonder why Camille transferred schools, she offers to check online. Almost immediately, Izzy finds an article about a harassment scandal at Camille's last school. Even though there's no name attached, Izzy believes it has to be Camille. She then tells Olivia to use the information to get Camille to back off. However, Olivia is not too sure about it because they don't even know what happened at the school. Olivia heads home after this, and as she struggles with writing her appeal letter, she decides to dig harder on Camille. Luckily, she finds something, and the next day she shows it to Izzy, who sees that there's proof of Camille's involvement in the scandal. Izzy suggests sending it to Camille, but Olivia says it's too risky. Izzy then says she can create a new profile to do it anonymously, and this sounds like a good idea to Olivia. However, she's not with her laptop, so she asks for Izzy's own. Izzy is also not with her laptop, but she has a spare one she hasn't used in months. As she opens it, Izzy sees Jane's profile and gets emotional. Olivia also feels the same way, and Izzy then says Jane must have logged in the last time she came over before her death. Following this, Olivia suggests using Jane's profile instead of creating a new one. She says it's a good option because Camille doesn't know who Jane is. Izzy doesn't like the idea of messing with their dead friend's account, but Olivia manages to convince her. They then set it up and use it to send the damning proof of Camille's scandal to her. This works out well, with Camille getting really scared and begging whoever is behind the account not to reveal the document to the school. The document eventually gets out, and after a few days, Camille gets transferred from the school. Izzy looks happy about it, though Olivia seems worried even though it's what she wanted. The next day in class, a teacher named Mrs. West grades her students' papers and laments at how badly they all did. After school, Izzy complains about Mrs. West to her friends, and Olivia hears it. Later that day, when Olivia hangs out with Izzy, she suggests using Jane's profile to deal with Mrs. West. Izzy doesn't think it's a good idea because Mrs. West is a teacher who also knew Jane. However, Olivia says she has a plan. When they're at school the next day, Olivia and Izzy work together to hack the projector, which is then used to display insults directed at Mrs. West. This gets the teacher angry, and as she tries to get the students to keep their laptops, she mistakenly hits one of them in the process. Unfortunately, Olivia gets this on video and posts it through Jane's page. The video goes viral, and Mrs. West receives a lot of hate comments. Later that day, while Izzy and Olivia are at home, they talk about the stress involved with their college applications. In the process, Olivia says she's applying to Stanford, and Izzy says she knows her friend will get in. Shortly after, they discover that Mrs. West has deleted her social media account. Izzy says it's probably because of the harsh things people have said, but Olivia says she deserves it. She then says Jane's account is to expose people for who they really are. The next day, Mrs. West gets fired, and Olivia looks happy about it. However, Rhodes comes over to get information from the students on what happened, especially since someone recorded a video and posted it through Jane's page. When no one says anything, Olivia speaks up and tells Rhodes that even though she thinks Mrs. West overreacted, she doesn't know who leaked the video. Later that day, Izzy and Olivia realize that Jane now has a lot of followers. The two girls look excited about it, and they decide to start finding the next person to expose on the account. In the following days, Olivia and Izzy then start posting embarrassing information about their fellow students. Days later, the two girls realize that there's a post neither of them published. Olivia asks if anyone else can access Jane's account, but Izzy says it's just the two of them. They then decide to only post on Jane's page when they're together. The next day, Olivia sees that Izzy has also picked Stanford as her preferred college. She doesn't look happy about it, but Izzy says sorry for not mentioning it earlier. As Izzy then leaves for class, Olivia sees Jane taking down the Stanford flag from the hallway. However, Olivia quickly runs to put it back. Later that day, Olivia messes up her presentation at a debate competition as she seems to still be worried about Izzy's school choice. That night, Izzy comes over to Olivia's house to clear things up regarding their preferred colleges. Olivia welcomes her in happily, and after laughing over some old pictures, Izzy invites her to a party at her boyfriend Phil's house. Izzy says she and Phil already broke up, but she wants to go to the party to show him that she's doing well. Olivia agrees to go, and Izzy is excited about this. However, as they get to the party, Izzy sees Hosa flirting with Phil. She gets annoyed and complains to Olivia about how Hosa pretends to be an innocent girl, even though she has a drug problem. As they're talking, Izzy's friends take her away, and Olivia looks jealous. While walking away, Hosa comes over to ask how she's doing. Before she can respond, though, Izzy shows up and tells Hosa to back off. While they're then in the restroom together, Izzy keeps complaining about how she doesn't like Hosa. Olivia suggests using Jane's account to expose her, but Izzy says no one would believe it because Hosa is popular. Before they head back out, Izzy offers Olivia a pill that can get her high at the party. Olivia is unsure about it, but as she's about to take it, she sees Jane in the room. This then gives Olivia an idea. She suggests slipping one of the pills into Hosa's drink so that everyone would know she's not perfect. Izzy thinks it's too dangerous, but Olivia convinces her. With this, they drug Hosa and also pretend like they did nothing. Much later, Olivia and Izzy find a place to sit after dancing for a while. There, Olivia says she misses Jane, and Izzy also says the same. She then apologizes for leaving Olivia and Jane when things got tough. However, Olivia says she just wants them to be friends again. Just then, Hosa falls on the dance floor, and everyone at the party looks shocked as they try to get help. Meanwhile, Olivia sees Jane in the crowd, filming what's happening. The next morning, Olivia wakes up at Izzy's house and sees several notifications on her phone. She realizes that there's a video of what happened to Hosa already uploaded on Jane's page. She immediately informs Izzy, who looks shocked because she didn't post it. Olivia says it's possible that Izzy blacked out when she did it, but she insists that she couldn't have posted it because she didn't even record anything. Izzy then suggests deleting the profile, but Olivia feels reluctant. As she then struggles to delete it, Izzy does it by herself. Later that night, Olivia checks online for Hosa's profile and sees that it has been deactivated. As she then goes to bed, she sees Jane using her computer for something. The next day, Izzy sees that Jane's account is back up, but Olivia denies knowing anything about it. Shortly after, Rhodes summons all the students and announces that Hosa is still in intensive care because it was discovered that someone slipped a drug into her drink. She then says she'll be interrogating all the students to find out more about what happened and whoever is also operating Jane's account. After school, Izzy tells Olivia that even though she has tried to delete Jane's profile several times, it keeps coming back. Olivia says it's likely a glitch and that they need to work on getting their stories right before they meet Rhodes. As Izzy then goes to her car, Olivia sees a Stanford sticker on it and looks shocked. The next day, Rhodes interviews Olivia and asks several questions about Hosa. However, Olivia says she knows nothing about what happened. As Rhodes asks about Jane's account, Olivia sees Jane in the corner of the office, telling her not to say anything. She then obeys her dead friend and says nothing about the account. While Olivia is leaving the room, Rhodes gets a call from someone who says they'll try to find the IP address of whoever is using Jane's account. Olivia hears this, and as she runs out of the school crying, she sees that every girl suddenly looks like Jane. She passes out immediately, but Izzy eventually wakes her up. As they then go to Izzy's house, Olivia tells her about the IP address issue. Izzy thinks she'll be in trouble because it was her laptop that first had access to Jane's account. Olivia says she also logged into the account at her house, and this gets Izzy to suggest coming clean to Rhodes. However, Olivia thinks it's too risky. Shortly after, she asks for the router in Izzy's house, and Izzy says it's in her dad's office. Olivia then goes in there, and as she checks her phone, it turns out she has always had a VPN installed. As she's about to check Izzy's dad's computer, she sees that Izzy's dad is a Stanford alum. This leaves her shocked, but before she can do anything, Jane appears in the room and rips a stuffed toy apart. While Olivia looks scared, Izzy enters the room and asks what happened. Olivia then says Izzy's dad has a VPN and that it means no one will be able to find them. The next day, when she arrives at school, Olivia sees Izzy speaking to Rhodes. While she's then hiding from them, Mrs. Billings sees her and asks about her appeal letter, but Olivia says she'll get it done soon. Later that day, Olivia sees Camille at a coffee shop. Even though she tries to leave hastily, Camille says she wants to talk. Olivia agrees, and Camille then says sorry for how rude she was while they were classmates. She also tells Olivia about the scandal and how it was a lie. However, she says no one believed her and that even her mom thought she had something to do with the teacher. Olivia feels sorry for her, but as she looks around, she sees Jane sitting in the corner. This gets her scared, and she runs away. When she finally gets to the restroom, she stares into the mirror and sees Jane as a reflection of herself. As she cries about this, she smashes the mirror several times until she can see herself again. That night, when she goes home, she finally decides to delete all the posts she made on Jane's account. However, she still leaves everything Izzy posted. The next day at school, Izzy confronts Olivia and asks if she knew Hosa got into Stanford. Olivia says she didn't know, but Izzy believes she knew about it, and that was why she tried to set Hosa up. As Izzy walks away, Olivia decides to frame her for everything. But before she sends the mail to Rhodes, she decides against it. The next day, Olivia arrives at school for the National Debate Qualification Finals. As she's preparing her points, Izzy calls her, saying she just found out her dad didn't have a VPN. Olivia still insists that he had, but Izzy then mentions that she has seen that only her posts are still up on Jane's account. She then ends the call after saying she'll tell Rhodes everything. Olivia immediately leaves the school and heads home. She then goes through the backyard and enters Izzy's house. Izzy says she can't believe Olivia would try to frame her. She also mentions that Olivia only cares about herself, and that's why she didn't know Jane was depressed. Olivia tries to explain herself, but Izzy is not interested in hearing anything from her. She also mentions that she's happy Olivia won't be joining her at Stanford since she already got in. Just then, a call comes in from the school. But before Izzy answers it, Olivia pushes her into the swimming pool. As Izzy struggles to come out, Olivia continues to push her back until she drowns. She then puts some big stones inside Izzy's pockets so that she'll sit at the bottom of the pool. Following this, Olivia heads into Izzy's room and uses her laptop to post a suicide note where she blames herself for using Jane's account for the wrong reasons. Shortly after, Olivia heads home to freshen up before returning to the school for the debate. She does quite well and gets the school qualified for the national finals. While she's celebrating with Richardson and her teammates, Izzy's post goes viral and they all see it. Olivia then heads home and cries into her parents' arms as she pretends not to know anything about Izzy's death. A while later, the police arrive to ask her questions about Izzy, but she says she just can't believe her childhood friend would kill herself. The cops then ask about their call earlier in the day, and this gets Olivia scared. However, she says Izzy called to wish her good luck in the debate. She then starts crying again as the cops leave. Days later, Olivia finally writes her appeal letter to Stanford. In the letter, she mentions that she was inspired by Izzy's death to discover what she wants to do in her life. She then adds that she would like to study mental health and be there for people just like Izzy did for her when Jane died. Shortly after, she gets on stage to represent her school at the national debate finals with Jane sitting in the crowd.